3, it would be the first week of June. That is a way to synchronize with the Orange Leaders Day. That is the day when the CEO of Orange meets with the top leaders of Orange. So we basically spend the week trying to set meetings for you and give you access to the most relevant people based on your business. Here's photos from the first demo day. You can see here Delphine Arnott, CEO of Orange France, the business who is bringing the most cash for Orange. She's a big fan of the program. Here is one of our startup of the first season, based on the African market, talking with the CEO of Orange Kenya and the CEO of Orange Niger. Here is the head of Africa, Egypt, and Asia for Orange. So basically, we want you to shine, we want you to meet the right people, we create the opportunity. We don't promise any distribution deals. What we promise you is that we will create these opportunities and make sure you don't waste your time for 3 months. There's no catch. Like basically, what we do is give you a space, introduce you to mentors, give you 20K if you want them, introduce you to the right people at Orange. If you close the deal, great. If you don't, we stay friends. We're trying to build a community. Here is season 2 in Paris. We did a press conference. You see the ladies pitching. Very proud to have 2 female CEOs in the second season.
There's Christian in there, so Fabian told me Christian went. So.
Yeah. There are somewhere here. Yeah, Christian is there. This is the first season with the mentors. The first season with Stéphane Richard, the CEO of Orange. First season, you might know some of these companies. So like you was very much talked about. They did a probe that tells you the quality of your soil. If you have a backyard and you're trying to grow vegetables in, they initially focused on the African market. They were looking for, to help the African farmers trying to optimize their crops. They made it to the final of the 6 reps. And actually joined Y Combinator after Orange, which is interesting. Fonello, it's a connected object, Bluetooth. It helps you track your belongings. They just launched a massive marketing campaign, generating a lot of cash, and I think they're about to close a Series A. So the idea is that we are B2B, B2C, connected objects, hardware, software, we're all over the board, and we're very opportunist. So if your company interests us, we will pay attention and make sure you meet the right people. This is season 2 with the CEO of Orange. So we're very lucky to have engaged with the highest level of the company that let us basically run the program, and actually the CEO of Orange here launched Orange Fab in France, in Asia, in Poland, and soon Israel. This is season 2. We mentioned Fibron. They help stores with brick and mortar replicate the Apple Store checkout experience. So they are able to manage both inventory, online store, and in physical store in one tablet, and so you don't have to wait in line anymore. You can do the checkout with the salesperson on the iPad. So this is triggering a lot of interest. We got a lot of investors coming to us asking us why we were interested in Fibron and if they should invest more. The answer is, of course, yes. Staff, we have 40 people downstairs, mostly engineers, business analysts. They are happy to help you if needed. They can't commit a full-time job for you, but they will do what they can to help you understand either who you should talk to at Orange, or how to solve some product problems, or even just like a lunch review, or they're right there, so it's a very easy access. We also have Denis Barrier, the partner at Iris Capital, who invests for the fund in the US, follows on Series B and C. He's right here, so he's always happy to meet with you as well if you have any question and anticipate the round. Recap, 12 weeks here, over 22 events, access to Orange execs, access to local talents, expertise from our people downstairs, 2 demo days, office space, and up to 20,000 in funding if you want them. Did I talk about that? I think I missed that slide. Maybe it's after. Yeah, we offer $20,000 in convertible note. We align on whoever your lead is in the following round. So it's actually a non-convertible, not automatically convertible note. It's a discussion we have case to case. Selection process, the applications are currently open until April 4th. Info session, you're seeing one of them. Deep dive session, April 22nd to 24th. So what happens is that based on the application we receive, we will pick the top 30 and bring them in person here. Something we started to do is open the selection committee of this session to other players in Europe, and I will talk more about that in a second. May 5th, we will announce the finalists. May 12th, we onboard. June 4th, you're traveling to France. Some stat on the applications, and my slides come up to great. Here are the criteria for the selection process: market size, product fit for Orange, obviously product fit for Silicon Valley because we invite external people to our selection committee. The readiness of your product, again, it has to be a existing product with some user data, or even initial revenues. We will look at the team background, of course, and we will look at how easy it is to integrate in Orange business. Is it going to be a distribution deal? Is it a licensing agreement? Or do we actually have to spend a lot of cash to get your solution into our products? Some more stat if you're interested. The selection committee. So I was talking about both Orange here and both our companies. Here is Accenture, Exitron, Silicon Valley Bank, some more or less known VCs, maybe you know Bloomberg Capital. One of the companies currently Accelerated raised 1.2 with Bloomberg before being part of the program. Some more seats. So, and the list is actually non-exhaustive, but what we're starting to do is to add major European corporate to this selection committee, because not every European corporation has a presence here, and they are potentially we start discussion about piggybacking our selection committee to maybe engage with some startups Orange is not interested in, or even maybe capitalizing on a startup Orange is interested in and doubling the 20K for 40K. So these are very early stage discussion we're having with them, but at the end of the day, we might become a radar towards other European corporations. Obviously not direct competitors, but so that's about it. I will happily take more questions. And we can do a little tour of the office, and then there's a lunch right after. But I've asked a couple of my colleagues to join us in 20-25 minutes, so we can answer more questions at once. I'm sure I forgot that, but we can just open it to Q&A and discussion.
So if you have a patent file, does that count for your application?
If you have a what?
Patent file?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at IP. Yeah, that's obviously a plus.
And for the 20K funding and the network and the support and everything you offer, what did you ask for?
For the 20K?
Yeah.
What do we expect from you?
Yeah. No, what do you ask in terms of stake in the company and so on? So.
It's a convertible note, so we don't take equity.
You don't take a convertible note.
We just align on your next round or your next acquisition. We actually ask an option to invest more in your next one, so we don't get too diluted. 20K is not a lot, so if you raise a 2 or 3 million round, 20K is very little, so we might ask for it. That's completely negotiable, but we might ask, like, you can cap it to 5-10% in terms of participation of Orange, so it's kind of case to case again.
Okay.
And in terms of positioning the startup with the Orange umbrella, we should probably focus on the global footprint that Orange has, not just Silicon Valley, right? Is that correct? Or like because the reason Orange is attractive to us is that about the global footprint in Europe and Latin America. So we should position it accordingly, I'm assuming.
I mean, if you're interested in the international footprint, the leaders that I mentioned gathers all the head of countries. So if there's one country you're specifically interested in, we can arrange a one-on-one meeting on that day.
Okay.
But yeah, virtually every leaders of every country and every business unit is going to be at this day. So we just need to go ahead of time to know what your interest is and then reach out to him ahead of time or her.
Got it.
We're just trying to beat the stigma of operators move very slowly. We're trying to make that a little easier. We're not promising it's going to be faster. We're trying to create an urgency. So 3 months is a short time.
Right.
After 3 months, we stay friends. If you engage with a competitor, it's fine. No hard feelings. Here we are very pro startups. We're trying to make you. We will be your slaves for 3 months. We will. If you want an intro, we'll do everything we can to get this intro. If you want help in this or that, we will. If you tell me, dude, I want that mentor. I see you know him on LinkedIn. Get him here. I'll do everything I can. We understand win to win here, and win-win relationship of like we stay friends, we create this relationship, and moving forward, we might get in touch again if the cycle Orange took too long to kind of engage with you. We might reconnect with you in a year, but you'll still be invited to the happy hours. You'll still be invited to the parties. We want to create this kind of alumni of Orange Fab and be able to keep working together in the future if needed. We have worked a lot on internal mentalities. We try to educate our governance to working in a better way with startups and understand that it's not just the big company with small startups. We actually are lucky that these startups want to work with us. So that's why we like to work with startups that don't need us to thrive. You must be in your way up to thrive without us. That way, there's no hard feelings if things don't work out. But hopefully things work out, right? But the cycle, 3 months is a short cycle. So it's season 1 startups are still talking to Orange to close some deals. But yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, another question. In terms of you say you focus on startups pre-Series A, right? So with the product already?
Well, I
or a
said
prototype? Or?
Pre-Series A is Series A. We've done post-Series A.
Okay.
But we don't want you to be mainstream. We want you to still be at the tipping point right before being mainstream.
Okay. So kind of having a prototype with a product on the market, having tested some validation assumptions.
Exactly, yeah. In some startups, one page, it's a gaming recruitment platform. They raised 1.2 million before us, and they have 30 B2B customers with major revenues. But not many people knew them. So we have 170,000 employees. We say, well, why not try it?
Gaming recruitment?
Yeah.
Before, I remember like 2 years ago, they were a...
One page?
Yeah, one page. They were resume sort of...
Yeah. So instead of having a job posting out there and receiving a ton of resumes and not knowing how to start with filtering resumes, what they do is they create a challenge. So it's not a job posting, is here's my pain point in my company, right? So that they've moved as a client and say, well, we want sales rep that help us solve the problem of how to handle a party for people.
Okay, you meant gamification. When you said gaming recruitment, I thought you meant
gamification of recruitment.
Okay, gamification. Yeah, because I was thinking recruitment for gaming companies. Okay.
Sorry, it's the Franglish. Yeah, gamification of the recruitment, a recruitment platform with gamification. So, so basically, they have a language processing, and they are able to
pick the top 10 in the 200 resumes you will receive and help the HR kind of go through that process. Yeah, they also somehow told us that all the surveys and all the essays you write to get into a business school go through the same kind of processing. Very interesting.
And among the companies that you have funded in the past, is there a focus towards B2B or consumer, or it's kind of, is there anything of the sort?
We're only season 2, right? So we have 12 startups I can talk about. LF Cloud is encryption in the cloud.
How many, do you have any year? How many seasons or?
2 seasons.
2 seasons, okay.
We're 1 year old. Applications are open for season 3.
Okay.
So far I've worked with 13 startups.
Okay.
And I was going through LF Cloud is a B2B, it's a encryption in the cloud. So it's obviously they're working with Orange Business Services to potentially be added to the cloud offering we have. Phoenix International, they're focused on the African market. They provide battery rechargeable for solar energy. And so they address the B2B2C market. So entrepreneurs can buy a battery and sell, charge to individuals. FunHello is a Bluetooth tracker, connected objects, getting major traction right now, major traction. So like you, they're also towards the African market. They pivoted toward the consumer market because the African market has a very small purchase power. So we needed to build volume to be able to be competitive in the African market. So they became a developed country products. They have a deal with IFDR to redesign their probe. You can look them up. They raised over $1 million on AngelList while they were in the program. TalkDex is a call center in the cloud. They also had very interesting partnership with Salesforce, who needed them for some of their clients. Virtru is out of business, which is not bad. I mean, 1 out of 6. Life in Silicon Valley, right? We don't mind. This is a great sample of like what it is to be a startup in Silicon Valley. One-page gamification of recruitment, 2600 Hertz voice over IP APIs. Gaza is also African market. They help you with the pain point of purchase power in Africa. It's a pay-as-you-go platform. You can buy your battery or your solar panel powered by the charge. So they will charge you a small fee per charge that will, through Orange Money, they will be able to unlock the device so they can get their charge. And so 25 cents by 25 cents, once they get to the final price of the product, the device unlocks and is theirs. Chronos is a mobile application that helps you track your time. It's kind of like the Mint for time. So you can see where you spend your time and potentially optimize that time. And I've installed it and I realized I spend more time with my colleagues than I do with my family, so it's scary. Fibron, we talked about it. Flame Store is a way to change flame, open fire, into electricity. Again, African market. When the sun is down and your solar panel doesn't work anymore, but you have a flame, you can charge your phone. It's very interesting for Orange because we realized that through access to electrical grid, the limitation is not coverage. Orange has coverage pretty much everywhere. The limitation is access to electricity. So once you give people access to electricity, the ARPU goes up by 10 to 15%.